Anyone tuning into Good Morning Hamilton on 900 CHML on a daily basis will know that I'm a big supporter of police, men and women in uniform who really do a thankless job and keep our community safe. And I know they're put into some unbelievably tough situations, and they don't always get it right. I mean, they are human. They're not robots. But it brings me to this. Hamilton NDP MPP Sarah Jama at it again and getting blasted, and rightfully so in my opinion, for throwing her support behind the anti-police movement. She issued a tweet last month saying that she was riding in the accessibility van at the anti-fascist abolitionist pride march led by the No Pride in Policing Coalition. Now, that coalition describes itself as an anti-racist queer and trans group formed to support Black Lives Matter, focused on defunding and abolishing the police. Now, you may remember that Ms. Jama apologized back in March for making anti-Semitic comments. She deleted hundreds of her tweets and also committed to do better. Well, Jamie Bannon is the president of the Hamilton Police Association and joins us now on Good Morning Hamilton. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm appreciative of your words of support, and so are my 1,300 members. Thank you.
As I said in my email to you earlier this week, I think it's reprehensible for anyone, let alone an elected official, to give oxygen to this narrative of defunding or even abolishing the police. How does what Sarah Jama said make you feel?
Well, I think it's very clear how it's going to make anyone in the police community feel. It's disheartening to know that an elected official would use her voice in this way. I mean, I was hoping to join you today to speak about great things that the Hamilton Police are doing, but instead we're wrapped around the actions and comments of our elected official that support and downplay violence against anyone. I mean, it's completely revolting when you know what Hamilton is experiencing, violence and fear, and the concerns in the community at large.
Do you think her rhetoric and her stance on policing, again, she's supporting an organization, a coalition that wants to abolish the police, as an elected official, is her voice dangerous?
I feel the rhetoric is completely dangerous. It's not consistent with what the community at large wants. I mean, we've said many times everybody deserves to feel safe in their homes and their communities. They've made it loud and clear they want support. And in Hamilton especially, they've attended the police service board meetings from the same riding which she represents, asking for increased presence of police and support. So she's not representing her own riding, let alone the communities of Hamilton who deserve to feel safe.
Our guest on Good Morning Hamilton on 900 CHML, Jamie Bannon, the president of the Hamilton Police Association. This coalition, the No Pride in Policing Coalition, which again MPP Sarah Jama is supporting, has called for all police budgets to be immediately slashed in half, and that money be used for things like social housing, better public transit, other social supports. What impact would a 50% budget cut have on Hamilton Police and your ability to serve and protect this city?
Currently, we're having a hard enough time keeping up with what we have in resources and funding. It's affecting everything we do, from our delivery of service as well as our recruiting and our retention. A 50% cut is ridiculous. It's not at all in line with the times at all. It's so dangerous and ridiculous, I can't even say. I mean, MPP Sarah Jama needs to get with the program. We're always open to promoting safety and condemning violence in Hamilton and working with all stakeholders, elected officials. I mean, there's always a better way to deliver some services, but at the same time, everybody has to come to the table and there has to be a discussion, because the only service that's available 24/7 is the police service.
You mentioned you had 1,300 members. Would a 50% budget cut mean 50% less officers?
Exactly, 50% less officers. All resources would be cut. I mean, we can't keep the city safe now. We believe that we are actually under strength by over 100 officers. The community is continuing to grow, and our numbers of resources and officers we have has not grown for many, many years. So it's hard enough to keep up with the calls for service now. I can't imagine what a cut in service would mean to safety in our communities.
How are officers feeling about that? You just said that, it's really tough to keep this city safe, and at some points it's almost impossible to do so. What's the morale of the members?
The morale within the police service has its challenges. It's lower than normal. We experience burnout with our members, but understand that we're very lucky to have the quality of members we do, that do the work they do because they work so hard for this community. They go above and beyond every shift, doing a great job to make sure the community is safe, but they are definitely stretched to the max right now.
We've heard of defunding and even abolishing in this case, two things that I'm, both against. We've also heard about detasking, as in allowing other agencies to take the lead in certain situations. Mental health crises come to mind. Are police officers open to this?
I would tell you the police chief and the command staff, as well as police officers, are all open to trying to join with community groups or different resources to deliver better service or in a different way. But to detask without that evidence-based discussion and collaborative work would be very dangerous.
I do want to talk about some of the good things that Hamilton Police are doing, and one thing that comes to mind, and we had Police Chief Frank Bergen in studio not that long ago talking about the core patrol, in which officers park their car downtown, do a little walkabout, interact with some of the shopkeepers and other residents downtown. How's that going?
Well, that's a welcome piece for the people and the businesses downtown. They feel safe to see the police back downtown. We've done that for years. It was taken away as a result of lack of staffing and ability to do so. But now that it's back, I've heard positive reviews. The officers enjoy it. They build relationships, and that is a big part of how we work together with our communities.
It's also, a great way for officers to, get down to that grassroots levels, the word that kind of comes to mind, and just speak with people and kind of interact and prove that you guys are human as well.
Yes, we're members of the same community which we police, and we want it to be safe. We interact with people all the time, and we enjoy that. It's really refreshing to speak to people, offer them some advice, and find out what really matters to them.
Jamie, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show and talk about what's happening with the Hamilton Police. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
You too. Jamie Bannon is the president of the Hamilton Police Association. Listen, I'll invite the NDP on the show. We have done so with Miss Jam in the past. More often than not, at the last minute, she's not available. But we'll put a call in to NDP leader Mart Stiles to say, hey, listen, one of your members again is teetering on the brink of, I'm not even sure what the word is. I mean, I can use insanity, but it's not that far off the plank. So we'll put a call into Mart Stiles and see, whether or not this is the Ontario NDP's official position. Do they want to defund or abolish the police? I can't see that. Can you? We'll have that discussion hopefully sometime next week.